Welcome to part 2 of the cycling shorts saga. As I mentioned, I should probably let you know, this video is probably going to be really boring if you're not into pattern making. It's just going to be a lot of me making lines on paper. Okay, so I will link also to part 1, which is my design concept, working through that. And I will link, well, I don't know if I can link because I haven't made it yet, but there will be a third video in which I sew, and that one might be more interesting if you're here for the sewing specific content. Now that we've got that out of the way, let me talk about the pattern making. So this is the original leggings pattern that I drafted. I will link in the description who I drafted it from, their website. It is not mine, somebody else's. So I will link that in the description. And these, as I said, are my pattern pieces. Those are mine, the capris. Like I said, I'm going to shorten them. I want shorts, and I'm going to want bibs, etc. So that's what's going on here. Let's get to it. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, the person who bought the green sweater. Thanks to you, I actually have a budget, and it's more than zero.
If you would like to support my art, click on the link in the description to go to my posh closet.
I held up the pattern to my body, and I made a mark here where I want the shorts to end. My inseam here, it's not a seam, but this is where it would be if I had a seam. I'm going to square my ruler against that, and I'm going to draw straight out from this mark. Like that. And then I'm going to fold this up on this line. Which is not the easiest thing to do when you can't see the line because you're folding on it. True story. And since, of course, this exceeds up here, I'll fold this down too. Okay. I don't actually want to cut into this because, of course, I may want capris again at some point in the future. Now, I'm just going to hold my pocket pieces up to this to make sure that, let's see, back, I want to, oh yeah. Okay, this is where the pocket ends, so I do not need to worry about the pocket being too long. Sweet. Of course, I must trace around my original patterns. This is the piece that goes underneath the pocket. So this is kind of how it is on the side of the leggings, but since I'm shortening it, obviously I need to shorten this piece too. So measuring from here to here on the piece that I drew, that is the main body of it, I'm going to measure from this top, I guess it's the waist seam, even though it's below the actual waist of my body, to where I want the bottom of the shorts to fall. I haven't added any seam allowance yet, but so what I'm going to do, I'm measuring this, and it's 14.5 inches, and this is the front, so this is where this is going to be, and then this is going to be below it. So I need 14.5 inches total, and this pocket piece is 10.5, which means that I only need 4 inches of this piece. All right. So, I'm pretty sure this is a legit rectangle. So I could just draw a 4-inch rectangle that is 4 inches by how wide is it gotta be? 4 5/8. Okay, so that's what I'll do. That's probably easier than trying to like trace it and shorten it. So 4 by 4 5/8. 4 inches down. Square out 4 5/8. Come back down here. Square out another 4 5/8. And then draw this line up here, connecting the two. That is what it looks like. Obviously, I've not added any hem allowance yet. So I think I need to talk still more about this piece. So this is the front, this is the back. This here is the center back, actually. As odd as this sounds, that's the center back. This is the center front. When I make the bibs, I have to bring up the side seams and the I'm not exactly sure still how I'm gonna do this. I'm still working on this, like trying to mentally figure it out, because this is really like strange, okay? And that's all there is to it. It's not as straightforward as just making a pair of leggings. But, so, this being the center seam, and I guess this being the side seam, even though it's actually not really, well, it's kind of on the side of the body, but whatever. So, the center front is probably going to have to come up a little bit, unless I make that completely the suspenders part, which I might. Or I might not.
What side are bums on? The back side. What has 2 butts and kills people? An assassin. What do you call 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd butts? Molasses.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm basically like winging the back. I mean, so it's really just sort of like a sort of a strip, I guess. Like, it's a little bit wider than just a strip, you know, but like it doesn't really have, like, it doesn't have to have like a ton of shaping to it. So yeah, I'm pretty much just winging it and hoping for the best. This is what I've got set up so far.
My husband gave me a butt massage today, but he only did 1 cheek. It was a half-assed job.
I think this needs to come in more somehow. How big do I want my straps? 2 inches? 3 inches? Depends on how big the elastic is, I guess, since I want to use elastic. So let's open up this elastic. Put it in a bag, How much plastic do I need? It's in another bag. Okay, I bought the elastic. It's 2-inch elastic. So I'm gonna draw this out here 2 inches, and we're really literally hoping for the best here. So yeah, this is the back. So like, you know how this is this, as I said, this is the center back, so this is where it's going. And this is all gonna be one piece. This is gonna be cut on the fold. Yeah, this is gonna be cut on the fold. And this is going to be cut of like a meshy fabric, and I'm going to bind that edge, the neck edge. The front is going to be elastic, but the front is still going to have some shaping. I I did want to have, like, so you know how on, like, the pattern, it only come up to, like, here? Well, I want it to come up a bit higher than that. So it's going to come up to, like, here. But this is going to be meshy fabric because I like not being too hot. And that's what I have to say about that. So, fingers crossed this works because otherwise, I don't know. If it doesn't work, I'm wasting fabric. And money. Because I paid for a chamois and I paid for some nice blue elastic to go with that blue fabric. So, this better work. I have definitely edited bibs. I've edited the bibs portion of like cycling shorts before because historically when I've bought bibs, like they're just too long in the torso and like the chamois ends up being like below my actual crotch. And that's kind of a problem. This would not be the first time I've had to edit a bibs, but I hope I don't. Or if I do, I hope it's an easy edit. And that's what I got to say about that. So I'm going to keep pattern making and keep talking, and you're probably thoroughly bored by now. The neck, the giant ass arm size, I guess you could call it that. That's going to be bound. So I don't need seam allowance there, but I do need it at the side seam and the lower seam where it attaches to the legs. This is the front. So as you can see, this is where I've decided to add extra to the front. And this here, I added making it taller because I added over here on the back. So the side seams, they need to match, obviously. And oh, that reminds me, I'm gonna have to make another panel or piece that goes in with the pocket. I'm just gonna have to make that taller. I know this looks a little bit strange, but this is the way that it's gonna fit together. So, as you can see up here where the side is, I'm gonna have to like true that and smooth it out a little bit because it's kind of weird to have those points up there like that. So I'm gonna stick those pieces together and do that. Yeah, this looks really weird because I'm lining up these seams. Not the seam allowances, but the seams. The stitching lines, okay? That's why they overlap a little bit, because there's seam allowance here. Because I maybe should have done this before, but I didn't. So, let's get this pencil, and this is probably the one I want to use. And let's just make a nice gradual curve. I don't have to worry about making seam allowance on this side because, as you can see, this is where the binding is going to be. You know, this probably actually could come up here more. In fact, I think I might like it if I did, but yeah, I think I need to do that. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to stick a piece of paper behind there. Tape that. Where'd the tape go? Did I put that away? There. Oh, excuse me. Okay. that, I think, is more what I want. Maybe even a little bit further out. Maybe I have to tape a piece there too. This is getting ridiculous. But here we are. Yep. Maybe I should just hands, because no. Even if it's hard, we have to do the thing I want to do. That's what I got to say about that. Even if it's hard, I'd rather it be good. So, I'm going to end up drawing a new one of these, I think. This, about there, is where that's going to end. But yeah, the seam allowance for this piece is actually about here. Well, I still have to trim off this excess here after that. I've trued it and made it all line up nicely, so that's that. So there's that piece, and then this piece is going to have some more stuck to it. Yay! Line where I cut it off, that's where I'm marking. You know, if I want to wear this on group rides, it's gotta look good, okay? That's what I got to say about that. I'm just going to add another piece of tape because I don't trust that to stay put. Okay, now it's ready. Alright, let's reassemble this. Okay, reassembling this so that it lines up. This piece goes over here. This curve is gonna fit over there and in that one. Yeah. Part of the reason that I made this hem so wide is because I'm gonna be sewing silicone elastic to it. And this is the silicone elastic in question. And I actually want to put 2 strips of it. So there'll be one closer to the top and one closer to the bottom of it. And I'm going to sew this to the inside so that when I go to hem it, I'm going to sew the elastic down here so that when I hem it, it's on the inside, of course. And I want the silicone on my body so that my shorts stay in place when I'm riding. Yay. I think I finally got this pattern worked out. Next stop, cutting. See you in the third installment of the Cycling Shorts saga.